Welcome to the BAM Comic Book Podcast. Whether it's comic books, movies, or TV, we'll be talking about it right here on the BAM Comic Podcast. Welcome, everyone, to issue 28.
I'm still reading. That was genuinely the first take.
Yeah. No messing about today. It's all business. It's episode 28. We have a lot to talk about, but first we should probably introduce ourselves. First up is me, your boy, Neil Gortz. Joining me, as always, is Stu.
Yep.
And then...
Can't really add to that.
And then, not joining us this week is Carly. She's got business.
And also, she hasn't seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
so
we're going to be talking about that. Couldn't really contribute. And then, third time's the charm, I want to say. Her hat-trick performance, series irregular. It's Lucy James.
Hello.
Hi, Lucy James.
It's your boy.
Hi. It's going to come as no surprise to listeners that the majority of this episode is going to be talking about Wonder Woman. So,
what are the odds?
What are the odds? If you haven't seen it yet, be warned, we are going hard and heavy with spoilers. We're going to be giving some opinions.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about it a lot. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to come back to this one. But let's get on with it. Stu, aside from Wonder Woman, what else have we got on the show today?
We've got a Wonder Woman themed quiz.
Yeah, we do.
Which I think I'm going to stick with Lasso of Truth or Dare. Although there isn't any Truth or Dare, but Lasso of Truth, Wonder Woman.
We'll take it.
Okay.
We'll take it.
We've also got an interview with Joe Madureira, a famous comic book artist from the 90s who did Uncanny X-Men and Battle Chasers.
Yeah, he did.
Full disclosure, I sat down with him at a preview event for Battle Chasers Nightwar, the new video game, which I am doing the PR for. So, I don't know, conflict of interest? I don't know, it's my show with you, let's do it.
Real life bleeding in.
Yeah. And then, that's it, really. That's kind of quite a lot we're going to cover.
Okay. So, hello to everyone joining us who may have seen our adverts in the back of the MCM catalogue.
Yes.
And indeed, very proudly, in the new Titan Wonder Woman omnibus that's out to help promote the movie. We're slap bang in the middle of that.
Yeah, and other comics, we've got Tekken, Freeway Fighter.
Yep.
Coming up, we have got... I said this to you before we started recording. What did I say?
I said we were going to be in...
Oh, Quake Champions, that's in August.
Yep.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes?
Manga Sherlock Holmes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and a comic book adaptation of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So we're everywhere.
Yeah.
With Titan.
everywhere good comics are sold.
Yeah.
There's our faces going, hiya. Right. Hi. Where to begin, Stu?
Wonder Woman. Well, the thing is, obviously, Neil and I saw it together, so I kind of know...
Best friends.
So I kind of know where he's coming from, and he knows where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
so.
we were invited to the premiere, weren't we?
Yeah.
Oh, no we weren't. Tell you who was.
Who?
You.
Technically, that wasn't a premiere.
Oh, press screening premiere. There was carpet involved.
All right, yeah, because they cancelled the official premiere due to the Manchester bombings, right? Wasn't it like a day or two afterwards? So we'll let you start, Lucy. So tell us, for your non-premiere, what was all that about? How did that go?
So it was a screening in Leicester Square, and it was in Odeon. It was very good. You go in, and they had a load of the costumes on show, which is really cool. Have you ever been to the Warner Brothers lot in LA?
I'm going.
Of course we have.
Well, I don't know. Is that's separate. I'm going to go to the studio tour in a couple of weeks.
They have costumes, but what I'm saying is that Warner Brothers costumes are always incredible. I'm not sure if Weta make them or something for everyone, but the quality and stuff. I was just sort of in love with the costumes for a little while, and then went in to watch the film, which I really liked. But I saw your tweet. So I feel like minority.
I have given it a lot of thought. I think we both have given it a lot of thought. So hopefully we don't clash too much.
So I think regular listeners will know that I was very sceptical of the movie, just purely because I think the DC movies have kind of dropped the ball massively. But then I was buoyed. I think it's the right phrase. Beginning of the week or the end of last week when some of the reviews started dropping, and I skimmed through. I didn't want to go into too much detail. I didn't want any spoilers. But it was like a plethora of 4 out of 5 reviews. And I was like, oh, hang on. They might have pulled it out of the hat. How exciting. So I still went in with low expectations. I didn't get overly excited. But I was disappointed.
I went in leading the charge. I was all for this. I was like, yes!
You had your Wonder Woman sunglasses on?
I
on the way
literally
there?
had Wonder Woman sunglasses. I don't own any Wonder Woman t-shirts, but if you've been fortunate enough to visit my house, there are Wonder Woman framed comic books and graphic novels and comics aplenty strewn everywhere. So Wonder Woman, aside from me boy Aquaman, definitely my favourite DC superhero. So I was very excited about this one.
Okay. Well, Lucy, so tell us why you liked it. What is it about the movie that you liked?
Okay, let me formulate my ideas into a proper sentence here.
No preparation. Shocking.
Well, I understand, because I think we're going to have to tread this very carefully, because unlike any comic book movie in recent history, it's a real torch paper for people. There are strong opinions on both sides. So you have to try not to put your foot wrong.
Oh, bollocks to that. Let's go feet first. Come on.
All right, dive in, Lucy. Tell us.
What did I really like? I thought, so Gal Gadot finally got like a chance to shine. She's had moments in like Batman vs Superman where you're like, oh yes, she's awesome, but she never really got that chance to sort of sparkle for more than 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
So seeing her actually be a great actress and actually commit to the role and have that naivety that Diana, she's never seen the outside world before, and at the same time she's still a strong woman who could totally kick your ass, was amazing, and I loved that. And I liked the relationship she had with Chris Pine. Got a little cheesy at the end with all of the love can save the world stuff.
Oh, you've ruined it.
But I thought I really liked the way it looked. I loved the fact that you had Robin Wright and the other lady, strong, sort of. This is probably just like, as a woman, you sort of notice this more, but older women in Hollywood never get roles like that. There's that really famous thing where Meryl Streep was saying that when she turned 40, she got the offer of 3 witch roles in 1 year. And now to see people like Robin Wright, obviously she's incredible in House of Cards, but to see her kicking ass in Hollywood and looking fantastic while doing it was just really great.
Yeah.
There's been a lot said about the making Gal and all the other Amazonians look sexy, but without lingering on them, having armor that, it's still really sexy, but it isn't overtly so. I thought that was really great. I thought it was really well done. Patty Jenkins, obviously, like the last big film she did was Monster.
Yeah.
Which I sort of.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it? 2003, I think. Yeah.
It's a very big departure in terms of tone, content. But I think that for her sort of DCEU, because she was going to do Thor, right?
I think it was the Dark one, wasn't it? The second one she was going to do.
Oh, she's going to do that one?
Yeah.
I think she's made a very positive change to the DCEU.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
I mean, the thing is, I think lots of things that I liked in it, maybe it didn't come together. I didn't think like the sort of the antagonist that you think it is.
Yeah.
I'd like that German guy and the German doctor. I didn't think they were particularly strong at all. I didn't really.
Just one big red herring, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then even because when are we going full spoiler?
Go full spoiler.
Because when she kills that guy, I was like, that is the most anticlimactic thing I've seen. But then David Thewlis, that was another thing I didn't get. Like, if you're Aries, why the hell would you spend your time as a middle-aged English man in Parliament? But there you go. And also, I noticed there were a lot of continuity errors.
Yes.
Well, actually, I didn't pick up on that. Go on. Which ones? Can you name a few? Because I didn't notice.
Like, particularly in editing, like one character would be looking the other way, and then the shot would change to be looking this way, or things would be missing, or I didn't understand where she got her gauntlets from. That moment where she does the X for the first time and shoots back Robin Wright came out of pretty much nowhere. Yeah. There wasn't really an explanation for. It seemed like the gauntlets are magic and it wasn't her power. There were a couple of things where I don't know if they're going to do like a Ridley Scott and have a final version where it all makes sense and all the content's there.
I almost guarantee we'll have an extended cut, because every other DC film that's come out has an extended cut, and I noticed big gaps in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, there were things that weren't explained for sure. I think for me, what they did right is it was actually a pretty coherent story. It was very by the numbers. It reminded me of like an 80s, 90s comic book movie where it was just, here's the good guy, here's the bad guy, and then they're going to fight, and that's it. It was very simple. It kind of reminded me of like movies like The Phantom or The Rocketeer. I reminded The Rocketeer a lot. It felt like a throwback. But then I said that about Suicide Squad. I think Suicide Squad, it could have been like the sequel to Batman and Robin. It was that kind of very much a basic...
What an accolade.
Yeah, it was very much like that.
Also winning Suicide Squad.
Oh, it did win an Oscar, didn't it? What the...
It did, yeah. Oscar, yeah. Please refer to it at all times as Oscar-winning film Suicide Squad.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't hate Wonder Woman. I just felt disappointed by it. I think it was pretty predictable. Did you guys twig that it was Ludendorff? General Ludendorff, he wasn't really the main bad guy, right? Did you get the impression there was always something behind the scenes? Or did you think he was Ares?
No, I wasn't buying the fact that he was Ares. I was lured in by the red herring. I thought it was going to turn out to be her, the poison lady. So I was quite pleased when old Professor Lupin did his evil turn. Or Dan Starkey. If you've never watched the film Divorcing Jack based on the Colin Bateman book, it is seriously David Lewis's best movie.
Not Wonder Woman, surely.
Yeah, I know. So no, I was quite pleased, but then immediately alarm bells were ringing. We're like, just why? Why would he send them to Belgium if he knew?
Well, that's the thing I thought was a little missed, because for me, I thought that was quite cool. The idea that he was manipulating like the Ally side, and I thought, you could get. Well, I was expecting some kind of like flashback to seeing him, because he starts talking about how he's influenced in the past. I would have liked to have seen him there. Like I'd like to have seen him like at particular big historic moments where outbreaks of war have gone through over the centuries.
Absolutely, that was missing,
and it was just him narrating, and I felt that was a problem in the movie. There was too much
flashback of him with his porno tash.
But there was too much. There's too much exposition. But for me, the best part of the movie was the first half hour, 40 minutes. As soon as they left Themyscira, it started sliding down. Like her in London was all right, and then it kind of just when she went to the front, and it was like. I'm going to use a really bad pun here. Yeah. It was like Wonder Woman, as in Wander. Like it was her wandering around. So I did that.
Oh, Christ.
And I kind of started losing a bit of concentration where we introduced these crazy sidekicks that Chris Pine's got, who felt a bit one-dimensional.
Yeah, I was just like, why?
Yeah.
You and
also, Thingy from The Office. It was like
Lucy Davis.
I was like, great for 2 quips.
Yeah.
Ultimately unnecessary. Also, what was the deal with the Scottish guy?
Like Ewan Bremner just turning it up to 11.
Yeah.
It's like, we get it. We get that you're Scottish.
Yeah. Being a Scotch man, Neil, how did that feel?
Scottish people...
Did he actually kill anyone?
Yes, but off screen.
Actually, generally, that was one thing I noticed, which I was totally fine with. They're obviously going for a wider audience with this, because like the action scenes... there are a lot of fatalities, but it's not lingering. So when the Germans storm the beach of Themyscira and the Amazons take them out, there are like arrows, shot in heads and bodies, but there's no claret sprays like you get in something like 300. Yeah, it's very much like people die, but you don't have any lingering violence. It's kind of I don't know. I think I was cool with that. So I think it's good that we got a movie that kind of appeals to a younger audience in that sense.
What I did like about that most, it was that whole beach battle scene was basically, the bit in Lord of the Rings when Legolas gets on the horse and he swings around the front.
Yeah.
It was like a whole 10-15 minutes of just that.
A lot of slow-mo, wasn't there? A bit too much slow-mo.
A lot of acrobatics, but I thought that was really cool. Because a lot of the times with films like this, I have a problem with battle sequences. I have a major problem with like Lord of the Rings battle sequences and 300 and a lot of films like that, because when it's the hand-to-hand combat, directors always feel like they have to overcompensate and swing the camera around and move it, and you can't really see anything. So what I did actually like was the fact that Patty used so much slow-mo so you could actually see the stunts properly, which I thought was really cool, and I thought it just made it sort of nicer to watch, like very fluid, very well thought out and choreographed battle sequences.
No, I love the action. It's funny you mention all those movies. They're all Warner Brothers movies. Do you reckon that's like the Warner Brothers policy with action sequences?
Maybe.
Actually, Neil mentioned a continuity, well, not an error, but like a missing scene.
There's two
on that scene. So basically, the question Neil asked me in the car on the way back was, "Where's that fucking German warship?"
Oh,
you see the German. Now, this is the thing. It might be my old eyes, right? But you see the German warship at the back of the rowing boats coming through the
barrier,
field.
yeah.
And it might just be willful thinking. It might be my old eyes. But I think that the warship was smoking, like it had damage.
Well, those arrows are dangerous,
is that
right?
what Chris Pine had done? Do you reckon?
Maybe, but it didn't appear to be smoking beforehand in the black. Like, they appeared to be going full sail, and everyone was like, row faster.
They were all in the rowboats anyways, because they were literally jumping ship.
Because there's that panoramic shot, so you have the rowboats coming in for the beach attack, and then you have, like you say, the warship's coming through the barrier, and then nothing is seen of it again. It's like, it's a big fucking warship. Unless it's a scene where they go, stop this, we're going to just turn back.
Yeah, but again, that doesn't... There's two big continuity errors on that beach. The warship is one of them. The other one is immediately after, where they're quizzing Chris Pine. Or they're taking Chris Pine away, and they're like, oh, we should kill him. Oh, we should kill him right now. And one of the Amazons turns and says, oh, there was no other survivors. And like, not 30 seconds ago, there was plenty of Germans lying on the beach going, my arm, or I've got an arrow in my leg with non-lethal injuries.
Well, no, that's true, but that might go back to what I said a minute ago about how it wasn't particularly overly violent. Maybe there was a scene where they end up slaughtering them, and they probably thought, they're technically the good guys, that's probably a bit too dark. So it may well be a cut scene.
The 12 rating.
Yeah.
Because that would take it another level.
Didn't sort of enjoy was the fact that Chris Pine is infiltrating the Germans, and yet he is just speaking with a very bad
comedy
German
like
accent.
BBC hello
accent.
Yeah, German like.
I sort of wish they had to create maybe a disconnect between the good guys and the evil Germans. You could have had them all speaking German.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's more effective, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think that would have alienated the audience? Do you think that was a very much an executive decision going, kids won't read subtitles?
Yeah.
I think that's an unfortunate example. Yeah. Because I think it could have really benefited from that. Because I think the Dr. Poison, especially, disclosure here, I love Germany. I speak German, 6 years of German, and I love the language, but you've got to admit it does sound like sinister.
It can do. Yeah, it definitely can do.
And I think that that would have really added, because even though the whole German war bomb gas attack thing was a bit of a red herring, it would have made it more impactful than what it ultimately turned out to be.
Yeah.
That's it. So what do you think about the decision to set it in World War One? Because if you know your sort of Wonder Woman history, like her origin, her initial stories were set in World War Two. So as far as I can tell, there's never been stuff set in World War One. What do you think about that decision? And why do you think they made that decision for the movie?
I think it was probably just like it's more. It makes her stand out that she's clearly over 100 years old in the real world. I can't think of any other reason for that other than just tying into the Great War.
Yeah,
throwing her into that.
Yeah, I think maybe because she had that whole bit where she wanted to save the village, that could have gone to a darker place, I guess. She could have uncovered a camp or something. Because I think the whole thing with World War II, right, is if she's so desperate to protect the innocent, there's that horrible part of World War II where millions of innocents
the Holocaust
in one go. And I think she would have gotten sidetracked from her main thing.
Yeah.
Rather than focus on Ares.
No, that's an interesting take. I hadn't thought about that. My thought was they just wanted to differentiate it from Captain America and the Marvel Universe.
That's a good point.
I mean, that's probably the actual reason.
I mean, yes.
I always just go to the darker place.
Go to dark place. Good.
I mean, a lot of people, and I champion this, it's very comparable to Captain America, like almost beat for beat.
But again, Captain America has that thing where it's a very linear movie, that's why I quite liked it. But it was kind of, it wasn't the best Marvel movie, and it was very much old school, 3-act structure, and I think that's why I found one of them not particularly memorable, apart from the action stuff.
So what I think what we agreed on, or certainly what we're all musing on, is it's a great DC film, but not necessarily a great movie.
So a lot of people have argued that it is one of the best superheroes ever made. I think one review, I saw a comment or review saying it's the best superhero movie since The Dark Knight.
See, this is the disconnect. This is what I was talking about earlier. Like, a lot of people are championing what they've done with Wonder Woman as a character versus the actual movie itself. So in terms of like a character and her actions, her motivations, like I can't fault the movie on how they portrayed Wonder Woman. It's just, unfortunately, someone said this, and apologies, I don't remember who you were, but I did read this tweet that basically any time that Gal's not on screen or it's devoting time to another character is just a waste and detracts from the movie, and that's what I came out feeling. Like, I don't think this was a great movie, but I think it was a great Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah. Out of all the Wonder Woman movies.
Out of all the Wonder Woman movies, this is a great one. So yeah, I absolutely loved it in terms of what it did, and certainly what it says and the positioning of a strong female lead as a superhero. Loved it. I think she's got a much better run at it than, say, like Black Widow and stuff like that. So yes, a great DC movie, not necessarily a better movie. However, I do have several issues with it.
Right.
Which I'm going to go through the shopping list. So
He's got a list.
I've got a list. We talked about the bodies on the beach.
Yeah.
We talked about what happened to the ship. The first audible groan from the audience is when your German general and the poison doctor essentially end up killing all of German high command by locking them in the room and throwing a gas grenade in there. And they literally turn to each other and do that Dr. Evil laugh. Like, they're literally just like, "Wah, wah," and just everyone in the audience, and it was a fairly diverse crowd, just went, oh, that was...
So I missed that. I chose the right time to go for a wee.
That was literally when you went to go for a wee. So that was the first warning sign, and I think it was going well. Like, I know what you mean. Like, well, on Themyscira, great, and it started to go sort of downhill from there. And you were just waiting for the sort of electric cello to kick in. So she goes over the top line and storms the trenches. Well, in fact, she just pretty much runs past the trench to get to the village. That I'm okay with. I
didn't really understand that.
Yeah, she needed to get to the village, so she took the most direct route. Yeah. And it ended up becoming a symbol for the troops. That I'm fine with. I think they could have done it better. It wasn't very well explained. They could have emphasised that a bit more. So she runs off to the village, and that's when you finally get the electric cello Wonder Woman theme.
Such a good thing.
Where she's like clearing the house full of the Germans and then takes out the sniper in the tower. And unfortunately, I think that's where the movie peaks. And everything from there is downhill. Like, this is a strange one. Do you think that they needed to shag?
Oh, I forgot about that. I actually forgotten.
I mean, it was tastefully done. But, like, you'd had that whole playful thing about, the pleasures of the flesh. And, like, the very first conversation, as soon as they get out sort of into international waters, is, like, Chris Pine's like, stretch, fancy a shag? And I was like, okay, like, do something with this. This is clearly a very clever point, and you want to talk to the audience and address preconceptions and, bring up misogyny and feminism. Do something interesting with it. And they ended up having a romantic night, which I'm not opposed to, but then you sort of think back to Captain America, where they had that unrequited love, like they never got to sleep together, and I thought that ended up being more powerful.
Yeah, that had emotional impact. Actually, I think I said that to you on the way back, but the end scene for Captain America First Avenger, where he's grounding the Hydra plane, and he's having an audio conversation with Peggy Carter. I remember kind of like going, that's had a real emotional thing. Yeah. And they kind of almost did the same thing with Steve Trevor. And I just didn't feel that emotional impact.
So you see that I did.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it grounded her to the world, the human world.
Yeah.
Because she felt that connection with him. And it kind of showed that even though throughout the course of war, like, he even says it himself, like, I've murdered people, I've done this, I'm a spy, whatever. But she still loved him.
Yeah.
For what he was. And she and that was what made her realise that, like, humans are inherently a bit shit, but we do have redeeming qualities, and that love is powerful.
Very good point.
It was very heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But I also think is that, and I don't want to keep tooting on the feminist horn, because that's not what I'm about, because I think it was a great movie to tell. But it is interesting to see that, like, finally the female role model, the female protagonist gets the loving that she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's on her terms, and it's good, well done. And it's not like this gross, lustful thing or anything. It's just two characters coming together.
Who mutually...
I enjoy it from that point of view. Like, it's not the James Bond thing where he sees a bit of eye candy and he's like, you. This was two characters coming together.
Yeah, I thought it was good that they killed him off. I was actually quite surprised. I was like, oh, wow, that's kind of cool.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I just didn't... Maybe I'm just dead inside again. I think that's what it is.
But no, because I thought if they didn't, I think they had to, because otherwise they'd have another Peggy Carter situation, right, where she stays the same and he grows older.
Yeah.
In terms of, speaking of killing off, how did you feel about the fact that, I mean, obviously there's this whole thing of like Batman never kills, but like in the Affleck run, he's killed several people quite blatantly.
Yeah.
So Diana had zero qualms on the beach. She was killing Germans left, right, and centre.
Well, that's accurate. That's not against the economy. She's a warrior, you know. If you're going to hoof a big sword around, you're not just going to give someone a slap around the face. You are. So, but that's in keeping the comics. I think in one of the comic storylines, they actually had her on trial or something. I think the UN kind of called her to task on it because she was like going around stabbing people. Although again, she's kind of reined it in, I guess, because obviously a lot of her villains keep coming back when
True. Going back to Chris Pine and Chris Pine sexually. What did you think? Hello.
Where's this going?
Well, what did you think of when he was trying to seduce the German doctor? I thought that was quite interesting. Like he biffs it. So again, it wasn't like James Bond.
That's not quite strong.
Yeah.
He does sort of hone in on what she's looking for and her motivations, and I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, that
wasn't him just going, hello, yes, I am a very sexual man. Yeah. It was him saying, I really liked the bit where he goes, I really like fire. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really interesting. As a murder-crazed villain, she wasn't that engaging. Yeah. But I thought you did sort of see the fire in her eyes when he was talking about the destruction of how fire turns everything back to ash. I thought that was quite
That to me, that was the first time I really saw him as a spy, and I did like that. Yeah, so there was a kind of like a rufless undercurrent.
In terms of being a spy, wasn't that good?
It wasn't that good. He certainly wasn't subtle.
Yeah,
he wasn't very. It didn't really look like he was infiltrating. It just sort of looked like he just sort of stumbled into the position and just sort of stayed there. It's like that famous meme where someone says Michael Cera is so awkward that it looks like he just accidentally found himself on a set and became an actor accidentally.
Yeah.
That's what Chris Pine as a spy was to me.
Yeah.
It just looked like he ended up there and he's like, I'm involved in this situation now.
Chris Pine as a spy is essentially just the cleanest person in shot. Like, he was the most like clean, and everyone else has a bit of soot on their face. And that's what elevates him to spyhood. What else did I have? So I thought, the Ares red herring, that was fine.
How did she not feel that he was Ares?
And vice versa. Like, the whole thing was like, the stronger she becomes, the quicker Ares will find her. Didn't really pay off.
That was kind of abandoned, wasn't it?
That's abandoned. And just, old Lupin was just given a whole bunch of exposition as he changed into Ares, and it just didn't, I didn't feel it at all.
And that whole fight, the CGI fight at the end, again, there was like things just weren't clearly explained, like their power base. So they can both levitate and fight, like,
fucking since when? No, I did like it. I suspect we're going to touch on Injustice later in the show, but I did like the moveset that Ares had was literally taken from like the Injustice video game. Like all those special moves that he did, I'm like, I recognise this from a video game. Yeah, that's cool.
No, I was genuinely sat there thinking, I was like, is there going to be a stage transition? Very nice.
So I mean, I liked the design of the Ares character, Tash aside. I liked the whole way the armour morphed around him and he could change his armour, and that was quite in keeping, but just it was a red herring, but it was a bit of a dud. And I think the ultimate dud about it, and this is not trying for a pun because it's a literal Deus Ex moment, is she manages to kill him with that big lightning bolt.
And the Power of Love.
And the Power of Love.
At which point I was expecting the Jennifer Rush song to kind of like start cranking up in the background.
Stu's punning strongly. But like, I think we almost turned to each other at the same time and with the same realisation that can she do that on command? Because if so, why didn't she take out Doomsday?
100 years later.
100 years later, she could have saved Superman. She could have saved she just caused saved us a lot of bother and just taken out Doomsday. Because if that lightning can get rid of a god, then she can take out Doomsday easily enough.
That's a good point. And again, I guess this is really, really nitpicking. One thing I didn't understand was, so you're taking the gods, the Greek gods were real. Because like Hippolyta's like story to her, the young Diana. So I go, okay, fine. So is Themyscira, is that in a different like time bubble? Because how old is Diana then? How long was she a child then?
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess, if the Greek gods were real, we're talking, like, thousands and thousands of years ago.
Mm.
So how long did it take Diana to grow up? And now I guess, the inference being that 100 years later, she's been, tooling around the world and hasn't aged. So, I don't know. And that is really, really nitpicking. But to me, they could have just said, we're in, like, it's like a time bubble or something. So time is different. Because that's the question I was going, well, hang on, so when's this set then? So how long has she been a kid for? Which is stuff I shouldn't be thinking, really. I should just focus on the movie. But that's the thing that really stuck with me. And I know they probably sound like an arsehole, but,
And I think DC, that's one thing they haven't really ironed out, is that Marvel, when it comes to the MCU, is that they think about everything.
Yeah.
3 steps ahead.
They think about inconsistencies. They think about, which dimension is this in? Who's going to be here? How old are they going to be? How long is it going to take? Whereas DC sort of just kind of go, this is our plan for the movie. This is what we want. We'll fix it later.
Yeah.
I think you brought back the point that all the DC movies suffer from death by committee. Like, I feel there's a larger board group here dictating how this movie should go, and it causes it all sorts of problems.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's on track to like do exceptionally well. Like, so all the reviews. Like I say, all the reviews. I think all the reviews I've seen, bar one, have been like 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I think the thing with DC is, just to add to my point quickly, is that they have a habit of retconning things. So, like the end, the Superman thing. So, at the start of Batman versus Superman, you saw the Superman fight from the end of
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Yeah.
You saw that again from a different perspective, but it fixed it in a way that it made sense for the events of Batman versus Superman, rather than just being the contained fight that it was. You had to shoehorn in Bruce Wayne in that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's DC's problem, is that they think, doesn't matter, we'll fix it in the next one.
Yeah, someone else's problem.
It's someone else's problem. Where they should be thinking, no, this all has to be... And that's the thing, if that was done in Marvel, you would have already had Bruce Wayne in Man of Steel. You would have had that link all ready to go.
Yeah, that's true.
And then the start of Batman vs Superman would have been on an even playing field.
No, absolutely agree. They're not the only ones guilty of that. Like, Fox Studios guilty of that with the X-Men movies, which make no sense.
Yeah,
don't get me started on the X-Men. No. But no, so I hope that for Wonder Woman and her inclusion in Justice League and how she's going to tie into everyone else, I just hope that it's done properly.
Yeah. So obviously, so in summary, you're obviously a fan of Wonder Woman. You like the movie. Neil and I think, are kind of disappointed. How do we feel about Justice League? The wider question is, has Wonder Woman redeemed the DC extended universe? Do you think it's on the up now, right?
I don't think... the thing is, I think it's safer with DC to be cynical and then be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So I think with the DCEU going forward, I think Wonder Woman is definitely a step in the right direction. And I'm glad that after Batman vs Superman, she's the one to get a standalone movie first.
Yeah.
But I ultimately think that as soon as we get to Justice League, that's where it's going to be more death by committee.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an absolute car crash of a movie. I think it's going to stink. Absolutely stink.
The trailers are not giving me good feelings.
And I've got a feeling, my prediction, you heard it here first, is I predict that Ben Affleck wants to get away from these movies as fast as he can.
Yeah,
I don't think
he
he'll do.
was going to direct.
Yeah.
Batman, wasn't he?
I don't think he'll do the Batman. I think time's going to tick on. It's going to be quite a way off anyway. I think he'll get out of it somehow. We'll have someone else.
The thing is, his Batman was the best bit about Superman, and I would love a solo Batfleck.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Don't be wrong. I think he's amazing, but I just think that I've got a feeling Justice League is going to be a mess. It's going to look exactly like Batman v Superman, be incoherent, and I just think he'll just want to distance himself from it.
Yeah, all the trailer footage that you see is just that same fighting in the dark sort of thing.
Well, it's all done on the back of a green screen. It just looks off.
Yeah. I do wonder how much influence Joss Whedon's going to have on it now, though. But
it's
I imagine
difficult.
When is it coming out?
November, I think.
Oh, in that case, not that much.
No, I mean I think he's in charge of a couple of reshoots and then piecing it all together. But really, we're saying 95% of it's already in the can. Yeah. There's only so much you can do.
Going through effects right now.
Yeah. So. And also, let's be honest. Speaking for Joss Whedon, out of respect for Zack Snyder, he's not going to literally do a wholesale overhaul, is it? Even if he looks at it and goes, if he just goes, "Oh my god, this is shite," he's not going to go, "Well, I'm going to redo it." Yeah, you can't. Yeah, he's going to have to make the best of it.
Yeah, but I suppose in conclusion, I think we're all pro Wonder Woman. We all enjoyed the Wonder Woman parts.
Yes, it's a movie I would skip to the action scenes. Oh no, I'd watch the first half hour at Themyscira and then I'd skip to the action scenes after that.
Mm.
Yeah,
and I would avoid the closing monologue from Diana about the power of love.
Oh Christ!
That's love is all you need.
The love bit really reminded me of Scott Pilgrim.
Did we laugh out loud at that point?
Yeah, the audience was laughing out loud.
Yeah.
So we went from the groan at the Austin Powers laugh to laughing out loud. And people were hanging about post credits hoping for some redemption, and it just wasn't going to come, unfortunately.
No post credit, which I found interesting.
So we were all sat there and I googled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably safe at that point for them not to do the. I mean, what they could have done actually is cut out the bit where she's in the museum.
Yeah.
In the Louvre and put that at the end. That would have been fine.
Yeah, absolutely. It just felt out of place in the movie itself. Really happy that Wonder Woman's got a big screen outing. I hope it leads to positive things. Happy with the Wonder Woman part, and that's pretty much the line I want to draw into Wonder Woman.
All right. Marks out of 5.
I'm not going to go as far as to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a very positive 3.
Lucy.
I mean, I liked it for that's the thing. I liked it for Wonder Woman. It's not a great film, and like when I left the cinema, I tweeted. I spent all the time going, yes, bitch.
Yeah.
Because the Wonder Woman bits were fucking great.
Yeah.
But, it's a high 3.
Ooh. We went there.
I'm going to go 2 and a half.
Oh, you've taken that too far.
I know.
You've taken that too far.
Sorry. It was good. It's average. Like, I think the Wonder Woman bit's amazing, and the rest of it was just like mediocre, predictable. Yeah.
And I don't mean to sound horrible against Gal Gadot, but when I first saw her, I thought, oh, she's going to be a bit of a Megan Fox. And I am so glad that I was wrong, because I think she is great.
She's great. Wasn't Megan Fox in the running, or did she? I think she turned it down, didn't she? Because there's some kind of quote of her saying, basically she wouldn't do it because she reckoned. I think she said something like Wonder Woman's like a lamest of the superheroes.
Oof, yeah. Megan.
And also she called Michael Bay Hitler. So I don't think she's going to get much big action work anymore.
That's probably why I haven't seen it for a while.
What a heel turn. What a heel turn by Megan Fox. An unexpected bonus of the show. Alright, let's move on, for we've spent long enough on the movie.
Okay, so we're now going to go over to me sitting down with Joe Madureira about the forthcoming video game, Battle Chasers Nightwar.
Let's do it!
Battle Chasers Nightwar is a pretty classic style dungeon crawler. By that I mean you start off in like a home city that's like your base of operations, and from there you venture out to nearby dungeons and clear them out of monsters and loot, level up your party, and then do it again. But the thing that makes it a little different is that the exploration is a little more fleshed out. The dungeons are randomly generated. There are traps, there are story elements that spawn that make it different each time. And then in combat, it's turn-based, so there's quite a lot of strategy in it. Even from just the makeup of your party, there's 6 playable heroes, but you can only ever have 3. So party makeup will change the strategy of and flow of combat. And so it's got a lot of elements of classic and modern RPGs, and it's all based on this comic book series I did years ago. But you don't have to really know anything about it to enjoy the game. It's a separate story.
People who've been waiting for issue 10 for Battle Chasers, they're not going to get a resolution as far as the game goes.
Not from the game, but there will be an issue 10, which I'll be starting on very soon, now that we're finally wrapping up on the game. 10 through 12 I'll be working on. So probably sometime late this year, those books will start hitting. And that'll continue the story that was in the comics, but the game doesn't really touch on any of the comic stuff other than featuring the same heroes.
Okay. So who will be publishing that? Is that going to be self-published, or is it going back to Image?
Most likely it'll be Image. It's not like the ink hasn't dried on the deal, but I would, that would be my first choice.
Sure. So why the delay then? What's happened since Battle Chasers 9 for you?
I got into the game industry and worked on a couple of smaller projects before founding Vigil Games with 3 other guys. We did Darksiders and Darksiders 2, and then at that point our publisher went under basically, and I went back to comics for a little while just to sort of lick my wounds, and I did the Inhuman stuff for Marvel, and then at that, Ryan, one of my partners from Vigil, was interested in leaving where he was at, and we had always talked about doing like a smaller studio that would be like more indie, and just like it really feels more like just like a clubhouse, like hanging out with your friends, and that like intrigued me, and so I kind of stayed or went back into the game thing giving it one last shot, and so we decided to do an RPG, and that seemed like a good place for the Battle Chasers heroes to return, so it all sort of like came back around.
So I'm assuming that you're a video game fan prior to this, right?
Yes, I'm a pretty big fan of games. I've both on console and PC, like depending on my mood over the years, I have been a pretty avid gamer. Atari 2600 when I was 5 years old, and then I've pretty much owned every console since.
So with Battle Chasers, what formats is it going to come out on then?
It'll be on Xbox One, PS4. We just announced the Switch, so that's something a lot of people are excited about, because now it'll be portable. Take this RPG with you. It'll be on PC as well.
Cool. So you said that you did some stuff for Marvel recently. Do you still do shows?
Not as many as I used to. I just do like 1 or 2 a year, sometimes 3. I try to always do New York and San Diego, although that show is getting harder and harder to do. But hopefully next year I'll be able to start doing a little bit more. I would still love to do covers and an occasional story here and there, but that'll have to come after the Battle Chasers stuff that I've promised. So
is there any particular type of comic you get asked to sign the most at shows when you do go there, or is it a mix from your career?
I almost always get Battle Chasers and X-Men stuff. That would make up the bulk of it, I would say. And then randomly someone will have some really old crusty like Excalibur issues or something like that. But usually it's probably X-Men or Battle Chasers.
So I know we spoke prior to sitting down the other day about any starstruck memory.
Yeah, so recently I was in Mexico at the Conque show there in Querétaro. I learned how to pronounce it properly while I was there. And Stan Lee was there, and so I had like kind of seen him a couple times, and I met him when I was an intern at Marvel, like when I was like probably 17 or 18 years old. I was sure that he didn't remember that. And we've been at so many shows over the years together, but I've never like talked to him or said hi like since I was, a professional. I've been doing this for over 20-ish years. I don't lose track how long it's been, but I was reintroduced to him finally, like just a couple weeks ago, and I told him that story, and I was like totally like suddenly freaking out, like talking to him, and I was like, hey, I was an intern, you don't remember, but you were real nice to me, and I kind of got like emotional, now that I finally had the chance to tell him that, and he was just kind of like, yeah, you guys are carrying the torch, and you're the new school and all that. And even though I'm really not, I'm old school by today's standards. But it's just amazing how long it took for me to finally talk to him. And Arthur Adams is another one that just in the last couple of years I've gotten to know, even though he's been such a huge influence on my work. And again, we would always be at the same shows, and his table's like right there, and I just would not. I don't know. I just don't want to bother people or just introduce myself or whatever. I'm pretty bad about that kind of stuff. So finally, I've gotten to know him and his family, and they're super cool. It's always great when the guys that you admire turn out to be really cool guys too.
Well, they say you shouldn't meet your heroes, right? So.
Yeah, it's scary, right? Yeah. But sometimes they actually end up being super cool people. Go figure.
Is there anyone you haven't met that you'd like to meet yet?
Yeah, tons of guys. A lot of the recent guys, like I'll just follow on Twitter and we'll say hi and comment on each other's stuff, but I haven't met them in person, just mainly because I just don't do that many shows at all.
Do you find time to read anything at the moment? Obviously, you said you follow some sort of creators at the moment.
I'm not reading anything right now. I just can't even. And the sad part is that there is a comic shop within walking distance of our office, and we'll often go there to pick up gaming supplies and stuff like that. And I'll just grab a couple comics here and there and put them on my desk, and still have not managed to read them. So I'll probably have to start resorting to just reading collections and graphic novels. Actually, Hellboy in Hell was the last one that I finally read through, and it was amazing. I tend to buy stuff from a couple years back just because I missed it, and then I'm slowly catching up. And I have a ton of the Walking Dead collection, and I haven't probably read the last 30 issues or something, so I'm way behind on that. But it'll actually still be fresh for me since I don't really watch the show anymore. So I really want to make more time and start reading manga again, and there's a lot of really cool French graphic novels too that I just see the art online and I'm completely blown away. So it's just a matter of getting to the shop and picking up some stuff.
Any plans to do a new collection of the early Battle Chasers for new fans?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely the anthology that came out is so huge and expensive. I definitely want there to be a cheaper, a soft cover trade, or maybe two, depending how big it ends up being. But we'll definitely collect the first 9 into something manageable and affordable, so we can get it back out there in circulation. Yeah.
And we're back.
Hey!
Wow.
Thanks, Joe.
I've already did my disclaimer, so I'm not going to apologise again.
You don't have to apologise. It's good. It's an amazing scoop.
Yeah.
A very fortunate, amazing scoop, and it was very kind of him to take time out to talk to us.
He was very tired.
Oh.
Heavy night the night before.
Oh, well, that's what you're doing,
yeah. Right, so Lucy was last on. We did a quiz.
God, we did, didn't we?
Was it called What's My Origin, I think it was?
It was called What's My Origin.
And I can't remember who won that. Was it you?
I think it was Neil, but that was...
Great.
It was, by 1 point.
It was close.
Well, redemption comes in the form of another poorly punned quiz.
How dare you? So it's a Wonder Woman theme quiz.
Right.
I still think I might have gone too far.
Too deep.
Too deep.
Then it's up to the gods to decide.
Oh,
True
I like it.
Wonder
like
Woman.
It. Like it. So, Lasso of Truth or Dare, or there is no Truth or Dare involved in this, so don't get your hopes up. It was either that or Little Wonders, which, if I do call it Little Wonders, I'm going to have to cut in some David Bowie, aren't I, really?
Do it.
Yeah. Anyway, so guest first. I want to ask Lucy a question.
Right.
Have you got a pen? I need to kind of keep a score of this stuff, really.
I'll keep a score. Sure. And this
5 points to Neil.
not that I don't trust you.
I just hope the podcast is left going at this time and this part is not edited out. So
This will be edited.
Just to get exclusive behind the scenes.
Right.
He's back.
Get back.
He's back. He's
Right.
back.
Okay.
Alright.
Neil, Lucy.
Lucy.
There we go. Collins. Look
Colin.
at that. High tech. Right. So Lucy's first.
Right. Good luck, Lucy.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman's bracelets are formed from the aegis, which is a shield, apparently, of which Greek god? So.
I don't know. No, I don't.
Oh, what's her name?
So it's the aegis of blank.
Athena?
Oh, she's good. First point. Yeah. Well done.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
I am outgunned here.
So.
really glad not recording video.
Question
It
for Neil.
was enthusiastic. Yeah, hit me. Redemption.
What is
Yeah.
the lariat of Hestia?
The Lariat of Hestia.
The hotel.
That sounds like a Vegas hotel, doesn't it?
Is that her headband?
No.
No?
Right. Lucy, do you have a punt?
The lariat. Is it the bath bit?
The what?
The cave where all the...
Oh, well, in the movie? No, this is like a general Wonder Woman kind of question, so it could be from the comics or anything.
End or misery, Stu.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's the Lasso of Truth, mate.
Shit.
Oh,
Shit.
shut the front door.
Right, so that's still 1 point for Lucy.
God.
Right, Lucy.
Yeah.
Can Wonder Woman fly? And again, this is
No.
not about the movie, this is actually a general Wonder Woman question. Can she fly?
No.
No.
We broadly levitate.
Probably a trick question, to be fair. Like, she used to be able to, but since the New 52 revamp of the character, she can only fly, it's a bit random, only fly if she's hit by a feather thrown by Hermes.
What?
Yeah, good luck putting that in the movie.
Yeah, good luck with that. Alright, so, Neil.
Yeah, hit me. This is it.
1970s TV series Wonder Woman.
Great
The
show.
wonderful Linda Carter.
Yeah.
Still looks good. Where was her cameo in the movie, man? Well, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That's not a question. Sorry. Anyway, I digress. So, why was the first season of the 1970s TV series not originally broadcast in the UK? I think it's been shown on like satellite channels since, but why did they go straight to the second series?
Why did they go straight to the second series?
I was actually old enough to remember this. I think I'm the only one old enough to remember this.
Oh, I've never heard of any controversy. Was she not recast?
No, so it's still Linda Carter. She's in all 3 series. But there was something about the first series
Right.
that was the entire first series.
Was it the outfit was too skimpy?
No, you don't know, do you?
I don't know.
Lucy, any idea?
No idea.
So the first series was set in the Second World War. So, and then the second and third was set in modern day. Was set in 1970s.
I
America.
have no idea.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't know there was a Second World War series until decades later.
No, I didn't know that at all.
I don't know the real reason why it was taken off. Part of me thinks it might have something to do with the Nazis. Maybe that was not appropriate in the UK for tea time villains. I don't know, but
Dad's Army was.
actually no, maybe it was just that they just thought that people wouldn't really get it, so they kind of skipped to the second series, which was set in the 70s.
Huh. I've learned something new today. Well, learned 2 things.
Bit of trivia for you.
Yeah.
So they had Steve Trevor in the 1940 series, who was her lover,
Ooh.
and so when they actually moved to a different studio as well. I think it was like ABC did the first season, and CBS picked it up.
Right.
So what they did, it was basically Linda Carter moved over, and they recast Hippolyta, who was her mother, and they kept the original guy who played Steve Trevor, but he played Steve Trevor Jr. And to avoid any kind of questionable things about their relationship, they didn't have a romantic relationship, because obviously it was her lover's son. They just felt they were just friends.
Oh, Christ.
So there you go. I learned something new today.
I've learned several things. I fear I may learn several more by the end of this bloody quiz.
Right, so this is now Lucy's question, isn't it now? So, right, Clark Kent would change into Superman in a phone box.
Yeah.
Barry Allen kept his Flash costume in a ring, which is still bonkers.
Yeah.
How would TV's Diana Prince become Wonder Woman?
She'd spin
Yeah.
on the spot.
Yeah.
With her arms up.
Like a ballerina.
Yeah.
So that was actually created for the TV show, and they actually moved that into the comics.
Oh.
Up until fairly recently, I think it's kind of been dropped. There you
go.
Neil should know this one.
God, I hope so.
The TV Wonder Woman has returned in comic book form in Wonder Woman 77.
Yeah.
Which fellow TV stars has Wonder Woman 77 teamed up with in comic books?
She has teamed up with Batman 66.
That's half a point.
Half a point? You're only giving me half a point.
Yeah, what's the other one? Who's the other star? Other TV star?
$1 Million Man?
No.
Bionic Man?
No, yeah, you don't know. You were close. Bionic Woman.
Bionic Woman. Shit. If only I'd held out.
Right.
Shit.
So we've got Neil on half a point. Lucy on 2.
My reputation is in tatters. I'm going to have to burn all those graphic novels.
Lucy on 3 points, sorry.
Bloody hell, this is a massacre.
So Lucy, this is one I don't think either of you are going to get.
We'll see.
Who played Wonder Woman in the 2011 TV pilot? And there are bonus points. Hang on. There are bonus points if you can say what their connection is with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So who do you think played her?
It was Michelle Ryan.
No.
Oh, wait, hang on.
You're thinking Bionic Woman.
No! Oh, in that case, I don't know her name. Was she in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, you get half a point. Do you know the actress's name?
No.
Do you know what character she played in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? You don't get any points for this.
I didn't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I know she's in it.
Yeah, so it's Adrienne Palicki, and she starred in a TV pilot for Warner Brothers TV, created by David Kelly, who did Ally McBeal. You can find it online. It is like a test screen, so there's like VFX scenes. Like in the fight scenes, you do see rope on her back, and she's like the head of Themyscira Industries. You got Veronica Cale is the main villain in it,
right?
Who's like this kind of like dodgy businesswoman. Any idea who played her? You don't know, do you?
Please say Megan Fox after all this.
It was Ally McBeal, was it?
It's a British actress. Well, I say actress. I don't.
Oh, harsh indictment.
Ooh. I've no idea.
I'm gonna say 2 words to you. You'll get this. Hugh Grant.
Oh, fuck.
Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's great in it. She's not.
We have learned so much.
Yeah. Well, I won't dwell on that, but it's worth checking it out. So you got half a point for that. You got the
3.5.
She played Mockingbird, Bobby Morse in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Wife of Hawkeye in the comics.
You were the only person who watches Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
I know. Right. Question for Neil.
Hello.
In the 1950s,
bringing it back,
Dr. Frederick Wortham published a book claiming that comic books were causing juvenile delinquency. This was like Seduction of the Innocent.
Yes.
It's quite famous. There's like documentaries on it.
Mm-hmm.
He questioned the relationship between Batman, Robin and Alfred and said that Wonder Woman was the blank counterpart to Batman.
The blank counterpart?
So I've kind of given you I've seeded a clue there.
You've seeded a clue.
So he was questioning a relationship between Batman, Robin and Alfred. And then...
Is he implying that she is perhaps the gay?
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. Yeah, she said she was a lesbian counterpart to Batman.
How very dare she. Well, to be fair, he was in fact right, but just now we're in the year 2017, we're like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
And you rebirthed in several runs of recently, it's like, yeah. She's like, I've got a girlfriend, how else do you expect me to pass the time on Themyscira?
Right, so we're actually, it's quite close now. Lucy's on 3.5, Neil's on 2.5.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I get 2? Did I get a point?
Oh, maybe that's 1.5. Sorry, it's 1.5.
I don't want to cheat in the eyes of Wonder Woman. I do. Scrub this on
Lasso of Truth or Dare.
Yeah. Right, Lucy.
Oh.
Before she became the villainous cheater, Wonder Woman villainess extraordinaire, what was Barbara Ann Minerva's career? Is this something you know? Yeah, you probably know this, don't you?
I know one incarnation. I don't know if it's the same answer.
I think it's the same answer.
Oh. That's a cage fighter.
No, you don't. Okay, go on, Neil.
Was she an archaeologist?
Yes.
Damn it.
Now you're on 2.5.
She had a curse. She was looking for some ruins and had a curse.
I think she's a fairly recent villain. I think she's like 80s she was created.
I think in some versions she's like the one that welcomes Diana and starts off as like a translator and helps her acclimatise.
Yeah, but I think she's always kind of had an archaeological background.
Yeah.
All right. Neil.
Hello.
Batman.
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll not give you this one. You'll know this.
Damn it.
What's the full name
Yeah.
of this recurring Wonder Woman villain? Doctor...
No, I don't know.
Right, Luce? No. Psycho. He hypnotises them.
Oh,
No,
Christ.
no.
No.
Okay.
Bin.
Too deep.
Too deep cut.
Right, Lucy.
Right.
Oh.
Lucy gets this one. Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman are collectively referred to as DC's...
No, actually, no. I don't know how they're referred to as a trio.
Oh.
They had a series, which is called this.
I have no idea. DC's.
Do they refer to them?
Angels.
Do they refer to them as just the Justice League? It's just the three of them?
No. You were close. You said trio. It's Trinity.
The DC Trinity. Death by deep cuts here on the Lasso of Truth.
Lucy gets the last question. Because I had this one as a tiebreaker, but it's all gone to shit, really, isn't it? So it's like Lucy's on 3.5. In the grand tradition. Yeah, Lucy's on 3.5. Neil's on 2.5.
Ooh. Could I tie?
You could tie with this one. So Lucy,
now,
what was the scandal involving Wonder Woman and the UN last year?
Didn't they make her a UN ambassador for women?
They did.
And people weren't happy because she's a fictional character.
And she's no longer an ambassador.
She is no longer an ambassador. I'm sure that's a shame.
Well, I think conclusively Lucy trounced you on that one.
Well, it came close to being a tie, but now she's ahead. Sure. There's a victory dance going on for viewers at home.
And a song.
A song.
Well, speaking of songs, I have the lyrics for the Wonder Woman theme TV show.
Go sing it, Stu.
Yeah. Well, as I say, do you guys know any of the lyrics for this apart from Wonder Woman?
All the world is waiting on you.
It's close, yeah.
And the power you possess.
Yeah.
Is
that all you know?
No. It's something like, Dop a bullet cold, make the axis fold, make a liar tell the truth.
You've mixed 3 verses there.
Yeah, it's
I'm impressed.
2017. I'm doing a remix, isn't it?
I'll give you another point for that. So it's like, there's only a point between
I'm
it.
easily point behind.
So yeah, basically all the world's waiting for you and the power you possess.
Yeah.
In your satin tights. Fighting for your rights.
Shit, so it is.
And the old red, white and blue. Then you got, now the world is ready for you and the wonders you can do. Make a hawk a dove. Stop a war with love.
Yeah.
Make a liar tell the truth.
Shit.
All our hopes are pinned upon you and the magic that you do. Stop a bullet cold. Make the axis fold. Change their minds and change the world. There you go. That's our Wonder Woman quiz.
We have learned way more
than
we ever thought we could learn about Wonder Woman.
So it's 1-1 between you two. So we'll get you back on again after another theme quiz.
Match.
Yeah. Right, so what we got next? I want to give a shout out. We said Injustice 2 earlier.
Yeah.
I have set up a Injustice 2 guild on PlayStation 4.
I got you some guild tokens last night,
thank you very
but you
much.
were asleep.
Probably.
I completed the Gal Gadot grind on the multiverse.
I'm stuck on the last bit. You have to take on cheats, don't you? She's like level 20 or something.
What level are you?
10 with Wonder Woman, so I need to kind of
after this podcast, I'm gonna grind you up so you can get it done.
But anyway, you can find the guild if you do a search for BAM Comic Book Podcast on PlayStation 4. I did have the guild code, but I seem to have mislaid it. But you'll find it. Join our guild.
Join the guild.
Give me some guild coins.
Yeah, let's do a multiverse together.
Yeah,
give me some sweet loot boxes.
Are you playing Injustice 2, Luce?
I'm still playing Overwatch. No, I haven't got Injustice 2 actually. Tam's been playing it tomorrow from work, and he is a big fighting game fan and a big DC fan. He's been loving it.
Right, tomorrow join our guild because you're good.
I'll text. You'll get in.
Yeah, we'll accept your submission. Right, so let's have that wasn't a kind of kinky Wonder Woman reference.
I went there.
Right, anyway, so let's have a quick shout out to PodernFamily, which is a group we are a member of, which has amazing podcasts. They're all amazing. If you look up the hashtag on Twitter.
Without exception.
Without exception. We want to give a particular shout out to Skip to the End, which is a movies podcast with reviews, features, challenges, competitions, and plenty of opinions on all things cinematic.
I saw them doing a competition in their latest tweet.
What kind of competition was it?
They were giving away a film goodie bag, I believe.
Oh, that's all right. You enter it?
No.
Okay.
But I'm being sent a film goodie bag anyway.
Right.
For reasons.
Humble brag.
Humble brag.
There's also the Unwritable Rant, which is author and occasional misanthrope, her words.
You like that one.
It's good. Just Juliet Miranda, and well, you can pick up some great bourbon tips too from her. So
this is you. This is your ideal podcast.
Exactly. And then there's Secret Transmission. Regular listeners will know we've had their advert on our show before, which is a podcast about all things strange, so UFOs, conspiracy theories, or conspiracy theories, which I've spelled here for some reason.
Oh, Steve.
And supernatural and lots more. So yeah, check those out.
Do it.
No, like you say, never a duff one on that hashtag.
Yeah, never a duff moment.
So you mentioned that we are advertising in a number of Titan comics.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're going to put a challenge to you. If you want to take a photo of you in your local comic store with the advert,
we will accept a newsagent.
Or a newsagent, that's true. Yeah,
we're in those two.
Yeah, or a newsstand for our American cousins.
Yeah.
If they sell comics on newsstands in the US anymore?
They definitely do. Can confirm.
Okay. Let's do that. Tweet us, let us know, and we'll send you free comics.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, give us a review on iTunes, and we'll send you free comics.
Yeah, every time, by the way. Give us a 5-star. It really helps.
Yeah.
On every episode. If you've done it once, do it again, and Stu will send you free comics.
I have a pile.
Whether you want them or not.
Exactly.
They're just going to keep coming.
Yeah.
You give him your address.
You'll get free comics.
He's just going to fill up your letterbox with comics.
Send us free comics, and we'll send you free comics.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Never have to pay for comics again.
There you go. That's kind of it. We're done.
Yeah, thank you very much to special guest Lucy James. Lucy James, if people want to find you on social medias, where can they find you?
On the social medias, I am at Lucy James Games.
Yeah, she is. Blue ticked and everything.
Yeah, mate.
How'd you get a blue tick?
No, I'm not telling you.
Okay. You're not blue ticked, are you?
Yeah, I'm blue ticked.
Are you?
Yeah.
Bastard.
I'll tell you after.
You can get you could definitely get a BAM.
Blue ticked?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
You just apply, and you're like, oh, we're an awesome comic books club.
Yeah.
First things first, let's grind you on Injustice 2 and get that Wonder Woman costume. Then blue tick.
Right.
Step 3, profit.
Yeah.
Right. So they can find Lucy James at Lucy James Games. Stu, where can they find you?
Find me under Stu Army.
Yeah, they can. And they can find me at Neil Gortz with a Z.
And you can find us on Facebook and Twitter under BAM Comics Cast. On Tumblr.
On Tumblr and Facebook as well.
I said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
I zoned out by this point. It's the end of the show.
And also Podomatic as well.
Yes, we are. But yes, thank you very much for listening, and we will see you very soon with more comics. Bye!
We're totally going to play out with the Wonder Woman theme song, you know this, don't you?
I'm going to spin in honour of it. I'm going to take my clothes off really slowly, change into different clothes. Kill the feet! Kill it!